right here, sit down, right there, don't go nowhere, little baby gon' shake that, 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 shit, yeah, I like that, bring that, right here, sit down, right there, don't go nowhere, say yeah, I like that, bring that, right here, sit down, right there.
What up, YouTube? We back with another video. This is another reaction to the family video. Detroit rapper killed his wife 3 years after losing his memory. The hell? Amnesia case? Let's get into it.
Nobody wins when the family feels.
Future, how you get Whitey to battle the Savior? Yo, that's like Darth Vader battling O.B. Taylor.
Now to an incredible story of survival, triumph, and rebirth for a local rapper who suffered amnesia after a car accident.
Popular local rapper who appeared in Eminem's movie 8 Mile, his brain injury was so severe when he looked in the mirror.
I'm looking at stuff like, you know, like that just can't be me.
He didn't recognize himself or his family, not even his wife.
I mean, my wife's pretty as hell, so when I seen her, I was like, she was like, you my wife? I'm like, yeah, okay. All right, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, it's crazy.
A lot of my relatives, my friends, they all died. They all were taken from me. How selfish that sounds. Me. I didn't make those people. I didn't create those people. I didn't breathe breath in those people. Quiet. How are they mine? But I was pissed at God. Me and God, if heaven was a street, I was going to walk on it and sock him in the face. Real talk. With every lust that he can. With everybody screaming like Rocky Wife, you're going to lose.
Of domestic violence who found her voice helping others suffering through abusive relationships at home. The man accused of killing her is Jimmy Lee Brown. Now, he's a rap artist known as Super MC who appeared in the movie 8 Mile.
Rap artist? It seemed like he a preacher. What the hell preacher man got going on?
Saw her body on the floor.
What did you do?
I went inside the room. I saw the towel that was on her hand, and the blankets were wrapped up around her.
Family, we got an unfortunate situation we need to go over in the state of Michigan. Now, we have to talk about a known local Detroit rapper, once in an iconic movie alongside Eminem, now finds himself locked up facing life in prison after he was alleged to stab his wife in the neck over 17 times. May she rest in peace. But as we go over the story, family, you'll later see his story a little different. Now, I want to go over one word: amnesia, a partial or total loss of memory. That's what this local rapper has suffered from after almost losing his life in a severe car crash. But just 3 months ago, which you'll later see in the video, he gave his own.
I'm sorry, 17 times? What in the hell? Like, bro, what was going on? Like, what the f? You stabbed your wife 17 times, boss man?
Statement on what happened and what he remembered and how it affected his life at his local church service. So before we go over this one, remember, I don't give you no angle, I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're gonna jump right to it. Family, today we talk about a man who turned himself in, just to give you a little glimpse of where his mind was at. Jimmy Brown, also known by his stage name Super MC. He was born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. He appeared in the hit movie 8 Mile that was released 2002. He was a cameo of an MC who was freestyling against Eminem.
Hey yo, Future, how you get Whitey to battle the Savior? Yo, that's like Darth Vader battling O.B. Taylor.
He also had songs of himself, but in 2020, he would almost lose his life after having a severe car crash. After that crash, he would have amnesia, lose his memory, didn't even know he was married.
An incredible story of survival, triumph, and rebirth for a local rapper who suffered amnesia after a car accident. For nearly 3 years, he's been trying to rediscover who he is and who he was. Today, Paula Tutman shows us how music has been his guiding light until he saw a new light at the end of a very dark tunnel.
His given name is Jimmy Brown, but in the music world, he was known as Super MC, the Immortal.
Brown keeps a smile on my face, knowing that you say I can't continue my day.
The rest of Jimmy Brown's life started October 10th,
He said, yeah, let me play the positive music since I'm on the news.
2020. After a car accident, he doesn't remember. In fact, after a day in a coma, he didn't remember much. but he does remember being in an abyss.
It was like space with no stars. Like imagine space with no stars folded on top of itself like 3 times. And you looking through the folds. That's how dark it was.
When he came to, his life was a mystery to him. A popular local rapper who appeared in Eminem's movie 8 Mile, his brain injury was so severe when he looked in the mirror.
I'm looking at stuff like, you know, like that just can't be me.
He didn't recognize himself or his family, not even his wife.
I mean, my wife's pretty as hell, so when I seen her, I was like, she was like, you my wife? I'm like, yeah, okay. All right, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But in that abyss from the coma, the man known as Super MC the Immortal became acquainted with someone else.
One aura appeared, then another one. And they were looking into me, and I was looking into them. And they started to tell me that they loved me. God is what brought me back here. God is what healed me up.
He started rebuilding his life and rebuilding his music.
Woke up in the hospital walking confused.
But his voice was different. Not his speaking voice or his rapping voice, but his creative voice.
This message is basically my ode to God for not casting me somewhere.
With everything I asked for, I got it through prayer, singing like shit. Thank you for saving me.
It's not a gospel album. It's just somebody telling you some real things about God and what life enthralls or what somebody went through. Because I couldn't overcome it by myself. It had to be a bigger battery powering this than me.
It had to be a miracle that I survived.
So, as I said, before he was known as Super MC the Immortal, and turns out he may have been, at least just a little bit, when you go by how he survived this accident. So, got a new music release, party coming July 23rd, Avalon Village in Highland Park. And now, as Super MC Obsidian, the Fallen One, I guess you could say he is new and improved.
The Fallen One?
Paula Tutman, Local 4.
All right, thanks, Paula. And the public is welcome at his music release party next Sunday at Avalon Village in Highland Park.
But check this out, family. Just 3
And they said the news don't report nothing positive.
months ago, November of 2023, he decided to speak on that experience and how it affected his life thus far, his newfound relationship with God, and also what he remembered at his local church service. But I want you guys to check out his demeanor, his movement, and how he's speaking. And you can tell it was affecting him to this day.
This young man here, I need y'all to hear from him. God will give you a testimony. And God gives you a testimony that you may be a blessing to the people.
And God said,
Good afternoon, church. My name is Jimmy Brown. People know me in the streets as hip-hop rap artist, Super MC.
Yeah.
A couple years ago, October 10th, I was in a tragic car accident. This car accident could have took my life. I believe that, you know, we from the hood, right? Our hood, right? I believe if I was going to do some hood stuff, I probably wouldn't have survived. If I was going to hurt somebody or put my hands on somebody, I probably wouldn't have made it out that car crash. But I was going that day to protest for a friend of mine. He's a friend of mine. My dog, Proof, passed away many years ago. Actually, it was his cousin. He was found dead at that water department place right there on 7 Mile. And we got out there and we was protesting because of the way that he died was insufficient for me and the likeness of me and the likeness of you You know? So we protested. We stood up there and we closed that place down because of how our friend died. That's the story, right? These are the actions that goes along with that story. Because the day that we was going to have the protest, we had all the ministers, the Christian ministers. They was going to come out, do a vision. We was going to shut that place down. Because had it happened in a white neighborhood, they would have closed that place down the day that boy was found dead, upside down in that kiddie slide. Right? Yeah, get deeper. The day of the protest, I didn't make it. I didn't make it. I had everything set up. I had everything put in place. But I didn't make it. Because I got my own story, my own dealings with God, my own hang-ups with God. That's what I had. Little me, right? Little guy in the suit. See, I was one of the dudes that I lost a lot of people. I lost a lot of my relatives, my friends. They all died. They all were taken from me. Look how selfish that sounds. Me. I didn't make those people. I didn't create those people. I didn't breathe breath in those people. Quiet. How were they mine? But I was pissed at God. Me and God, if heaven was a street, I was going to walk on it and sock him in the face. Real talk. With every luster in me. With everybody screaming like Rocky Wife, you're going to lose. My grandma raised me in the church, so I was a little bad. I wanted to be like my uncles and my cousins. Great grandparents. We'll put you in church. Yeah. Right? That's what you do, right? So I know God, right? I gotta know God to have a crack with God. I don't remember this accident. I don't remember months after that. 2020 is a lighter flicking with no butane. It's just flicking. I don't remember the accident. But I remember when I saw it. I know when I saw it. Car crash. The day of it.
And messed up the mic.
The day of it.
Yeah, smack it again.
Smash it again. We can still hear you.
That's how the power. Love, yeah. You see how the power went out? That's how the power went out in me. It's gone, right? I don't even remember what happened. I don't even remember what people tell me and what I read when I was cognitive enough to read and understand, right? Just go, bang. I wake up in the darkest place that I've ever been, ever seen. I mean, living darkness. I mean, space folded on itself 3 times darkness minus the stars. Darkness. Then I had a veil over my face. I kept trying to pull it off. It wouldn't come. It wouldn't move. It wouldn't do anything. I'm in this darkness. I'm screaming and cussing and yelling. Let me out of here. Who got me in here? Whoever did this. If y'all did this and y'all ain't had nothing to do with it and you let me out, I'm still punching you in the face because I'm here. In all this darkness. In all this gloom. Right? I stretch my hands out. I can feel a wall. I feel a wall. Right? Go up. I can touch the ceiling. I'm 5'5". If I can touch the ceiling, it's 6 feet. Right? So I looked forward. Because I turned around and it was just darkness and nothing there. I couldn't go nowhere. The only way I could go was forward. 4 to 6 journeys down there. It's a pin drop of white. Like somebody put black canvas in front of your face and just put the white out in the window. So I figured, you know, that's the way out, right? That's the light, right? So while I'm walking, I'm cussing, screaming, crying, everything. Let me out of here. It's dark. It's dark. It is living darkness. The longer I walked, the calmer I got Cheech and Chong smoking a doobie calm. I was calm. I was Snoop Dogg calm.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? Big boy calm. But when I got to what I perceived to be the light, there was no light. It was just another shade of darkness. I'm already in darkness. I have this thing going that I can't pull off. Because maybe I'm not allowed to see certain things that I'm passing by. Because if I was allowed to see certain things,
I feel for the kid. Like, bruh, get on with the story. The baby trying to go home.
things that I'm passing by, then I would have passed by. You get what I'm talking about? God protects you while you're on a journey for God. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like I told you, I was pissed at God for all of these people that God took from me. All of these people He took from me, to my cousin, to my auntie, to my... Right? So I get to this end, and I walk out. It's me, tough guy, playing a hard rock. I walk out into this darkness, and I wasn't in that hallway that I was in. This room that I was in was large. You ever walk into a concert center and you feel the vastness? You feel the vastness of that area, how big and large it is, and then you feel you at the same time. I felt me and the vastness of this room, and I shuddered and I backed up. It's dark, I don't know where it's coming from. Where am I at? Where am I? I stood there and I looked into this darkness, into this abyss, into this forever night. Right? This is when it gets sweet. This is when it gets sweet. It gets sweet right here. It's the sweet part.
Right, just say it's
One aura appeared before me. Then another aura appeared before me. Then they all appeared before me. They were everywhere.
Why it's playoff Sunday, bro? Hurry up.
And they were just I was tripping because I can't see, but I can see. I couldn't see the auras, but I could see them. Right?
What?
I stared and I looked into the auras, and they looked into me. I knew all of these auras personally. I knew all of them. They were everywhere. I knew all of them personally. And personally, they knew me. And as I looked into them and they looked into me, we looked into each other.
I thought the past been doing too much.
And they told me that they loved me. They told me that they were glad that I was there. They told me that they appreciated how I held them in my heart all this time. These are all the people that I somewhat lost. Right? Because I was mad at God. Me and God had a problem. I told my grandma, I said, wherever I go, if I die heaven or hell, me and God gonna have a talk. You feel me? Whatever mountain I'm standing on before he casts me, whatever, we gonna have a talk about all of this. Be careful what you say when you talk about God. Be careful. Yo, I'm telling you, that brazen tough man, he throw bowling balls and knock all the pins down. I told my grandma this. My grandma said, you shouldn't be talking like that. I was like, yeah. Know who I am. I was mad at God because he took all these people. He took his property back. God's property. Every one of us is God's property. So how can you be mad when somebody comes to your house and show you some love and bring their property? We all are toys. We God's toys. God came to me and allowed me to play with all his toys. And then when he figured it was time to go, he took his toys back. And I turned into a little brat and was mad about it. When I should have been enjoying the time that God allowed me to spend with these toys. Because you know what's the funny thing? I'm a toy too. And he gonna come and collect me one day too. And I hope y'all ain't mad at the graduation. Ain't mad at the graduation. I was mad. I was literally mad, like tripping. You feel me? But what I went through and what he showed me, he was like, you mad? You want to talk to me? Bam! We can talk. You got to walk a long way to see this. And I'm going to show you something that you ain't never seen. I'm going to show you all of the people that you was mad at me that I took back. Guess what? Here they go. 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 But the sweet thing about that is, I don't know auras. I can't call who aura is who. I don't know who is who. But I heard all of them talk to me. Singular and all together. I am Legion, but in the other way, positive. We are all together with God. And before I left here, the fact that I was pissed at God is something brazen, right? And the fact that he showed me all the people that I lost, and they are with me and they are in the glory. But then on another thing, God said, well, guess what? I'm going to sugar tea from the clique and I'm going to sprinkle you, man. I'm going to sprinkle you with a little bit of this energy that we swimming in. And see if you mad at me when you wake up. One of the auras was moving for me because I was pulling on the thing so much because I wanted to see them. I wanted to really see them. They started to get mad at me. They started to change colors, but I couldn't see them and see the colors that they was changing, but they was changing. And you could feel the room when people don't like you being mad, right? So I stopped pulling the thing and I'm looking at it because I can't talk to them. Everything was a feeling. Everything was inner, everything. When I heard them, I didn't hear them with my eyes, I heard them with myself and my spirit. And when that energy hit on me, it coated everything in me. Atoms and everything. I can't even tell you how I feel, but I know it feels like probably being strapped to a comet moving light speed back and forth through the universe. But you ain't moving. That aura pushed me into something, I don't know, it was a whale. I don't know, vortex, I don't know. I went down and up at the same time. My wife was in the hospital when I woke up. She said I didn't die. I thought I died. I didn't have dreams. I mean, vivid dreams. I'm a creator. I see things in my head differently from people, right? So when I create things, it's an amusement park inside of my dome. But this accident took the amusement park away and turned it all dark and black and jagged and broke.
He got the crazy eyes, bruh. He got the Bokeem Woodvine eyes. Like, bro, I'm scared, bro. Like, he telling me a story. I was happy you survived until I found out you took your wife out the game. Now I'm just like, bro, this whole story sounds insane a little bit. Just a little bit. Not trying to disregard your testimony, but I'm just saying.
In that hospital, I was in the worst pain that you probably can feel. Broken leg, torn carotid artery, and my brain was bashed open. My head was just bashed.
Torn carotid artery, how are you
And then
alive?
it went through the windshield. French kissed it. I look good, don't I? It never was me. This whole time that I was doing what I was doing, trying to be this rap guy, this celebrity person, or whatever I want to do, give my opinion to the world, it was never me. Because he was writing it the whole time.
Come on.
He was writing it the whole time. I thought I was the author. Man, I write some creative stuff. I thought I was the author of me. I thought I could write myself out of anything. If I was in a problem, had a problem with somebody, I could just write it away.
Right.
But I'm not the author of this creation. I'm just a character in a biblical story, being told by the greatest author.
He's spitting.
I woke up in that hospital, broke, hurt. I didn't even know who I was. The doctor was like, "You know who you are?" I looked at my wife. She was like, "We're married. I love you. I love you too." Who are you people? I knew who I was in the darkness. I knew who I was through all of that. But going through that needle, that little needle back into life, I lost a lot. A whole lot. Every day I get memories back. I'm here. Feel what I'm saying? There's a couple of library books missing. There's a couple rows missing, actually.
All right.
But I'm functioning.
Yeah.
Probably 3%. 3%. Because the other 97 people that went through what I went through is either in a hospital bed, they think they're a duck, or they're dead. God is sweet.
Yeah.
I woke up and I was on the phone. You know, I had my phone. I was trying to be me. I'm a strong guy. I'm gonna fight. Get back. Come on. This can't be me up. Right? So the doctors called it muscle memory. You know, I was out. I was in. I was like, let's go fight. And then you asked me for it. I don't know. I was there and I wasn't. I got phone calls from people. Right? We want you to hope you're okay. Love you. We didn't know. We didn't want you to die. Type phone calls from a lot of people. Right? Bunch of people called me. Bunch of people called me. But I only remember 7 people. And it was only 6 calls. I could look at my phone and know dozens of people later when I was cognitive enough to understand, get it. Yeah, y'all called me. But these 6 people, these 7 people, on these 6 phone calls, is what I remember. Alright? That's what I remember. And the reason why I remember these 6 people called me is because their pleasantries was different. But the message was the same. I was talking to the pastor. The pastor told me, he was like, the same message about God is the same message about God. But because these people are from over here, these people from over here, the language changed. The language, not the message. The language changes, not the message. The language changes, not the message. The language changes, but not the message. The language changes, but not the message. So they called me. It was like, Guilty called me. He said, yo, man, I know you was tough as nails since we was kids. He was like, yo, this Superman stuff you running with is for real. You the man still for real. I'm glad you good. But Snoop, guess what? You've been running around. You be doing too much for everybody. Maybe God was trying to tell you something. And this was the only way he could sit you down to tell you what he needed to tell you. I'm glad you're all right. Hope you're okay. 2 of my high school friends, they called me on the phone call together. That's what makes it 7 people on 6 calls, because they called me on the 3-way. Yo, glad you all right. We heard about the accident. We stopped partying and we all started praying for you. Because you our guy and we don't want you to go nowhere. But you know what, Sue? You be running around too much. You be doing stuff for everybody. We see you. And maybe God was trying to tell you something. And this is the only way that he could tell you. Because he had to sit you down. How many of y'all know the rapper Yo-Yo? Rapper Yo-Yo. It's my dog.
I'm glad somebody said who.
She called me. She said, "Sue, oh my God. Baby, you scared me to death. I thought you was out of here." Yeah. You know what? You my guy. Every time I'm in Detroit, I tell people, you either 10 minutes away or you already there. Thanks, Yo-Yo. She said, "But you be doing too much." Maybe God was trying to tell you something and you wasn't listening. So he or she had to sit you down. And just because they sit you down, that don't mean they gonna tell you what they want you to know, because you made them wait. You made God wait, so God gonna make you wait before he tells you what he needs you to know. Right? RJ Ross from Slum Village, he called me, said the same thing. But he talked about my man's proof. And then he said the same thing. You know, you be doing too much. Maybe God's trying to tell you something. My grandmother called, she said the same thing. Then my other grandmother called, and she had the message. She said, "I saw your accident." "How could you see my accident? I just had it." She had a dream. She saw my accident. God was playing my accident on the screen for her to watch it over and over again. She said she watched it and she put her head down because she couldn't watch it no more. But she knew God was standing next to her. So she turned to God. She said, "Don't take him away. We need him." God kept telling her, look, Effie. She didn't want to look. So he was like, "Look." She looked up. You know what God told my grandmother? He said, "Look, see that right there? That was me sitting in the car right there with him." That was me sitting in the car right there with him. I ain't gonna take him away, but he gonna have to sit down and rest. He gonna have to sit down and rest for a minute. And guess what? I got something that I want you to tell him from me. You can't text it to him, email it to him, or call over the phone and tell him. He has to get up out of the hospital and come to you, and then you can tell him that. And when I got better, I came and I saw her, and she told me. And it was for me to do what I'm doing right here. Thank you.
I would clap, but you took your wife out the game again. What? It's like, that was a great story, but like, no, you're bugging.
Family, you can tell that's a man that's affected by that event to this day. But also, that's a man with common sense. You can see the fear in his eyes. And to remind you, that church service was just 3 months ago. But according to local reports, Jimmy Brown has been accused by authorities of stabbing and slashing his partner of 13 years, Kelly Mays, around 17 times in the neck and chest during an alleged altercation in their Detroit apartment on January 7th, 2024. The cops claim he fled the scene before turning himself in later that day, when he was ultimately charged with M1. May's daughter called Jimmy a father-like figure, saying now that I hate him. He's no longer no father of mine.
Right.
I touched her foot. It was cold. I have nightmares about it. So every time I fall asleep, I see it. She walked into her mom, deceased, land on the floor and called authorities.
We're learning more tonight about an important voice for domestic violence victims that has been silenced.
Yeah, Kelly Mays was a well-known survivor of domestic violence who found her voice helping others suffering through abusive relationships at home. The man accused of killing her is Jimmy Lee Brown. Now, he's a rap artist known as Super MC, who appeared in the movie 8 Mile. Our Sean Lay spoke with Kelly's family and colleagues tonight who are coping with her loss.
We're here at the Westland Police Department. Sometime Sunday evening, the local rapper named Super MC, his name is Jimmy Lee Brown, turned himself in here. The charges are that he stabbed his wife to death inside her apartment. Her name, Kelly Mays, a well-known domestic violence advocate. She shared that apartment with her daughter, who walked in and found her. Awful loss, but tell me, you walk in the door, and how did this unfold?
I saw her light on. I went to saw her body on the floor.
What did you do?
I went inside the room. I saw the towel that was on her hand, and the blankets were wrapped up around her.
Celeste Mays finding the body of her mother, domestic violence survivor and advocate Kelly Mays, in her Westland apartment Sunday night. She had been stabbed multiple times. Celeste called 911.
What was the second call you made?
Second call was to James.
And what happened?
Never answered.
James is Kelly's husband, Jimmy Lee Brown, known as rapper Super MC, a father figure to her.
She's an advocate that is going to be
Why was he just speaking like William Shatner?
missed by multiple advocacy agencies in the state.
Christine Canal is the CEO of Haven, a complete program to help victims of domestic violence become strong survivors. Kelly Mays was a speaker with Haven, sharing her survival story. Her voice was so very strong.
What we want to do to promise, to Kelly's memory is to continue the mission and continue to help awareness for domestic violence and people to continue to know that there's help.
I gotta look after my sister now, who's 14, with my grandma. So it's been like hard.
Did you see it coming? Did they have that kind of explosive relationship or anything?
Not that, no.
For anyone in a domestic violence situation right now, we're going to put all the information from Haven on our website. Click on Detroit.com. You can find it right there. In the meantime, no services scheduled as of yet for Kelly Mays. Brown being held right now without bond. In Westland, Sean Lay, Local 4.
Now, as we wrap this video up, we want to say rest in peace to Miss Kelly Mays.
All I know is, if they get his testimony and he says God told him to do it, if he says God told him to do it, he need to be beat with a Bible. Like, what the? Hey, man, there's no way you went through all of this just to take your girl life. That's crazy, my guy.
This is the cash app of a close family member. If anyone would like to donate and helps in regards to laying her to rest, feel free to screenshot and do so. As far as Jimmy Brown family, the motive is unclear. He did have common sense to turn himself in. Now, with his history of having amnesia, which is memory loss, we can only assume that played a huge part on his actions. Sending prayers to everyone who was involved and the family. Fam, I would like to know how y'all feel about this one. This was the story of a local Detroit rapper who took the life of his wife after one morning gone wrong. Let me know how you guys feel about this one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until then, I'll catch you guys on the next one.
Just wow. I really have nothing to say in conclusion. Jimmy, you're an idiot. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay safe out there, y'all.
To live is to conquer, to live in life, to live in life, to live is to live is like I just wanna, to live is to conquer, how this pain got me feeling the conscious.